Want to keep your machine running like new and lasting a long time? I'll tell you how in this video by sharing my maintenance routine and some of my special tips. Hi everyone, welcome to the Laser Channel where we learn, create, and share. My name is Greg, and let's get started. This is going to be the 10 watt UV laser by Monport. I'm going to be demonstrating all of the tips and maintenance stuff on this machine today. Don't worry if you don't have a UV laser. Much of what I'm going to show you and talk about is fully relatable to a fiber laser and a MOPA laser. With that, let's get started. I'm going to get things kicked off with my number one tip, and that's the environment in which these machines are ran. They run best in clean environments. I have seen people run these in their garage, and that's perfectly fine. But what I've seen in the background that I don't like is that they're also doing woodworking and there's wood dust over everything. See, these machines need a lot of air to keep them running cool so that they last a long time. If you're running a fiber or a MOPA laser, the case of the machine is drawing a lot of air through it, and most of that space in the case is simply aluminum heat sinks. This UV laser is going to be water cooled, and this chiller, that has to have a lot of nice clean airflow to run efficiently. If you do have a dusty environment, when the machine's not in use, just take a bag that maybe the machine came in and at the very least, drape that over the machine. That's gonna keep a lot of the dust off the machine and keep you up and running much longer. Keeping the air around the machine nice and clean gets extended to running a proper exhaust system. I typically have this hose positioned up behind the work material to pull off any smoke residue or any debris coming off of the material, even if I'm engraving metal. This all seems pretty basic, but it really goes a long way to making sure the machine performs its best and lasts a long time. Machines that are water cooled, I fill the chiller up with distilled water, and to keep anything from growing in that water, I give it a little shot of algae fix. This is found at any pet store that carries fish. I'll change the water out 2 to 3 times a year. At some point, I may need to clean the field lens on the machine. Usually this happens by forgetting to remove the cover. This one has a nice red tag to remind me. If yours doesn't have this, just simply tape a long string that hangs down to your work area. Go to start a project and you got a piece of string in your way, you still have the lens cover on. Cleaning the field lens off the machine is going to be the same whether I have a UV laser, a fiber laser, or a MOPA laser. Normally I clean this while it's still on the machine, but to give you a better view, I'm going to remove it off of my machine. Pro tip for you, if you're changing out the focal length on your machine and you pull the old lens off and you've got the new one and you're going, hey, it doesn't fit up there. Well, that's because the field lens adapter came off with the one you removed off the machine. That adapter looks something like this if I can get it off. Here's the field lens and here's the adapter. On the field lens, I usually only clean the output end, the end that faces the galvo mirrors. That's a sealed area and that very, very rarely ever needs cleaning. Don't use paper towel and Windex to clean your field lens. Save these for the windows on the house or on your car. These field lenses have special coatings on it and they really don't like Windex. Instead, what I have behind me is some proper lens cleaner that you'd use for photo lenses or eyewear. And to wipe down the cleaner, I have some lens tissue. This is basically a special tissue paper that won't leave any fibers behind. And I also like to keep this camera cleaning kit on hand as well. There's 2 main things I'm looking for out of this lens kit. The first one is going to be this air bulb. If I've got some debris on the field lens, I'm going to try blowing it off with some air first. And the other thing that the camera kit comes with is this little soft cleaning brush. If the air blast doesn't clean the debris off, then I'll use this brush to mechanically remove anything that's on the lens. And for anything that's left over, I'll use the lens cleaner, spray it on that lens tissue paper, and then I'll apply that towards the lens in a nice circular motion. I don't want to spray directly on the lens. I don't want to get that cleaner in any of the little crevice cracks around the outside of the lens or on the back in the rare condition that we actually do have to clean the back side of the lens. If there's a spot on the lens that's being particularly stubborn, I can grab one of these lab quality foam tip brushes. I'll spritz again some of the lens cleaner on here before moving over and applying it to the lens. These foam tip swabs are going to be one-time use. What about the mirrors on the Galvo head? Of all the machines I've had through the studio, I've only had to clean these once, and that was on a repair machine where the owner decided it was a good idea to leave fingerprints all over those mirrors. I'm not sure why they stuck their fingers up in there. There's really no need to. These mirrors really don't get dirty, but in the rare chance that they do, we'll refer back to our foam swab. We'll get some lab quality cleaning alcohol and we'll swab the lenses, and then we'll grab a new swab that's dry to dry wipe those down, making sure that there's no streaking left behind. If your lens is just a little dirty, you might be wondering, can't I just blow that off with my mouth? And that'd be a bad idea, because when we blow on things, it releases a little bit of spittle, and well, that's going to get the lens dirty, defeating the purpose of trying to clean it. That's why I recommend getting that lens cleaning kit that has one of these air bulbs in it to blow the dust off. And that's all there is to it. It only takes a little bit to keep the machine running like new and lasting a long time. But you know, a little bit goes a long way. And speaking of that, hitting the like button, it's a little thing that goes a long way to helping the laser channel grow and reach more people just like you. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. And until then, I'm Greg from the Laser Channel, where we learn, create, and share.